So some people may be wondering why I'm going from Final Fantasy X-2 straight to Final Fantasy XII. If you're unfamiliar with the franchise's history, then you should know that Final Fantasy XI is not really a traditional game in the series. The full title is actually Final Fantasy XI Online. It's an MMO, a game where you interact and team up with hundreds of real-life players as you try to conquer all of the deadly creatures in the world of Vana'diel. So one of these things was not like the others. This game originally released in 2002 for Japan, then it came over to North America in 2003, with the PlayStation 2 version arriving in 2004. And let me tell ya, I don't have any fond memories with this game. Mainly because I have never actually played it. I know, right? I'm such a huge Final Fantasy fanboy and have been since the 90s, and I never got around to playing their first MMO. See, when this game came out, I was 15 years old. I was right in the thick of high school, finishing up grade 10, barely making money through babysitting and stuff, and it wasn't really an option for me. I live out in the boondocks. I was surrounded by a forest, I lived in a small town, and I didn't exactly have the greatest computer or internet connection to handle that game. I was on dial-up. Do you know what dial-up is? Every time I wanted to log on to the internet, I had to endure this awful screeching noise. And with this connection, I could barely go through a GameFAQs message board, let alone run an online game. Dial-up used the phone line, so anytime I wanted to use the internet, I'd actually have to ask my family if it was okay in case they were expecting a phone call or wanted to call someone themselves. I couldn't be on the internet for long periods of time. It just wasn't an option. So anytime friends were like, hey, you should play RuneScape, I was like, sorry man, dial-up, can't do it. Also, the PS2 required a bigger hard drive for FF11's installation, and I just didn't have that. So for the entire 6th gen, I was just not much of an online gamer. Which was fine. The GameCube was like 99% offline, and almost every PS2 game I wanted to play either had local multiplayer or was a dedicated single-player experience. When 2007 hit, I finally had an updated internet connection. Now I could be on as long as I wanted! And I was playing on the Xbox 360, which Final Fantasy XI was actually on. And I still didn't play it. I don't know, I guess I just forgot about it or was too focused on other upcoming games and my real-life job. I just wasn't really in any mood to play an MMO. I still played 12 and 13 and 13-2 and everything, but I ignored Final Fantasy XI. And by the time I finally decided to do this retrospective, the servers went down for all of the console versions. Even if I wanted to play this on those older systems, there is no way for me to actually access the content. So, my only other option is to play this game on PC, where the servers are still alive and kicking. However, I'm not much of a PC gamer. My recording technology is not exactly ideal for capturing footage right now. If I'm not dropping tons of frames, the file size is usually so high that it completely eats up all of my memory. I don't record games on PC that often, so I would need to do research and invest just to do this comfortably, and you know, I think I'm good missing out on this one. I kinda just want to move on to the single-player story-driven games. So hey, I'm not doing a video on Final Fantasy XI. I have no history with it. This retrospective is called Clement Remembers Final Fantasy, and that can't very well be true if I've never actually played the game before. I don't know if 11's a good game or a bad game. I know tons of people loved it. I also know that it's archaic and outdated compared to Final Fantasy XIV. And 14 is a game that I'm going to be looking at, so don't you worry. I will be checking out the second MMO title in the series. I have heard that the servers for 11 might be going down for PC in the next 2 or 3 years, and maybe if it's close to disappearing, I might give it a look just to see what it was all about. But still, I'm not really committing to anything, so please don't hold your breath. This video is just a placeholder, really. Just an answer for those wondering why I never covered the universe of Vana'diel and everything that the game meant to so many people. For me, Final Fantasy XI was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. So sorry I couldn't make this video for you, but stay tuned in the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months or whatever. I don't know how long I'll be, but stay tuned because I will be looking at the next PlayStation 2 title, Final Fantasy XII.